Level 1. The Rookie. You graduated from the police academy 3 weeks ago. You're 23 years old. You wanted to be a cop since you were 12. You believed in justice. You believed in protecting people. You still have the oath memorized. You iron your uniform every morning. Your badge is so new it still shines. They assign you to a precinct on the south side of Chicago. Your training officer is a 20-year veteran named Sergeant Davis. He's got gray hair, a bad knee, and eyes that have seen everything. First week, he drives. You watch. One night, you pull over a kid in a BMW. Broken taillight. Davis walks up to the window. The kid is nervous. Davis comes back holding a small bag of weed. He tosses it in the gutter and waves the kid off. You stare. That's possession. We should have booked him. Davis doesn't even look at you. Kid's 19. You want to ruin his life over a dime bag? Paperwork takes 4 hours. Let it go. You let it go. That was your first compromise. It felt small. It felt reasonable. It felt human. But that's how it always starts. Nobody wakes up one morning and decides to become a dirty cop. It happens one small decision at a time. And you just made your first one. Level 2. The Blind Eye. 6 months in, you know the streets now. You know which corners belong to which crews. You know which bodegas sell Lucy's under the counter. You know which apartment buildings have stash houses on the 3rd floor. You know everything. And you do nothing. Davis teaches you the real rules, not the ones from the academy, the street rules. Rule 1. Don't be a hero. You see a drug deal on the corner? Keep driving. That corner is quiet. The dealers keep the peace. You arrest them. A new crew moves in. Then there's a war. People die. Bodies on the sidewalk. That's on you. So you keep driving. Rule 2. Take care of your own. A cop from your precinct gets caught drunk driving. You don't report him. You drive him home. You cover for him because next week you might need someone to cover for you. Rule 3. The most important rule, never snitch on another cop. Ever. You break that rule, you're done. Not fired. Done. No backup when you call for help. No partner who trusts you. You become a ghost in your own precinct. You follow the rules. You look the other way when Davis pockets a confiscated knife instead of logging it. You pretend you didn't see him take $200 from a passed-out drunk. These are small things. You tell yourself they don't matter. You still sleep at night. Mostly. Level 3, the Collector. Year 2. Davis retires. You get a new partner named Marco. Marco is different. He doesn't just look the other way. He walks toward the money. Marco takes you to a row of businesses on Halsted Street. Dry cleaners, liquor stores, a barber shop. He walks into each one. The owners hand him envelopes. No words, just envelopes. He walks out. In the car, he hands you one. There's $300 inside. What is this, you ask? Protection fee. They pay us. We make sure nobody robs them. We make sure the health inspector doesn't shut them down. We make sure their liquor license gets renewed without problems. You stare at the envelope. $300. That's your grocery bill for the month. Your wife just had a baby. You're drowning in medical bills. The city pays you $52,000 a year to get shot at. This envelope is free money. You take it. Every week, $300 from this store, $500 from that one, $200 from the barber shop. After a month, you're pulling in $2,000 a week on top of your salary. You buy your wife a new stroller. You fix the car. You feel like you're providing for your family. But here's what you don't think about. Those store owners aren't paying you because they want to. They're paying because they're afraid of you. You're not protecting them. You're shaking them down. You're no different from the gang members you arrest. You just have a badge. Level 4. The Evidence Room Guy. 3 years in. You've moved up. You're now assigned to the evidence room twice a week. This is where seized drugs, cash, and weapons are stored before trial. You're supposed to log everything, bag it, tag it, and lock it up. But you've noticed something. The system has gaps. If a case gets dismissed, the evidence sits in the room for months, sometimes years. Nobody checks, nobody audits. $50,000 in cash from a drug bust sits in a box labeled case number 4471. The case was thrown out 8 months ago. The defendant is free. The cash just sits there. Marco shows you the trick. You don't take the money. That's too obvious. You adjust the paperwork. The seizure report says $50,000. You change it to $45,000. You take $5,000. The defendant isn't going to complain. He's a drug dealer. The DA doesn't care. The case is closed. Nobody looks. You do this 3 times. $5,000 here, $3,000 there, $8,000 from a gun trafficking case. You're pulling in an extra $15,000 a month. You open a bank account in your mother's name. You deposit the money in small amounts. $2,000 here, $1,500 there. Nothing big enough to trigger a report. You feel safe. You feel smart. But the Internal Affairs Division has a new software program that tracks evidence room discrepancies. The algorithm is already flagging your cases. You don't know this yet. The clock is ticking. Level 5, the Shield. Year 5, you're a detective now. Gold Shield. You investigate drug trafficking cases on the West Side. You have a team of 4. Marco is one of them. You're making $85,000 a year in salary. But that's the clean number. The dirty number is $30,000 a month. Here's how it works. You raid a drug house. Inside, you find 10 kilos of cocaine and $200,000 in cash. But your report says 8 kilos and $150,000. The missing 2 kilos go to a dealer you control. He sells them and kicks back $40,000 to your crew. The missing $50,000 gets split 4 ways. You're not just stealing anymore. You're running a business. You have a network, dealers who work for you. They sell drugs under your protection. If a rival dealer moves into their territory, you arrest the rival. If your dealer gets too big, you tax him harder. You are the cartel, but with a badge and a gun and qualified immunity. You have a nice house now. You drive an Audi, but you park it 3 blocks from the precinct. You tell everyone your wife's family has money. Nobody questions it. Cops don't investigate other cops. That's the rule. But you're also developing a reputation. The street guys know. They whisper about the detective who steals from drug busts. Most of them don't care because you leave them alone. But one guy cares. His name is Darnell. You took $80,000 from his stash house last month. He wants it back. You laugh? What's he going to do? Call the police? Level 6, the Fixer. Year 8. You're not just a dirty cop anymore. You're a fixer. When powerful people have problems, they call you. A city councilman's son gets arrested for DUI with cocaine in the car. The councilman calls your captain. Your captain calls you. You drive to the precinct where the kid is being held. You talk to the arresting officer. You explain the situation. The cocaine disappears from the evidence bag. The DUI gets reduced to a traffic violation. The kid walks free. The councilman sends you an envelope. $10,000. He also makes a phone call. Your wife's cousin gets a city contract worth $2 million. This is how the machine works. Favors for favors. Money for silence. Protection for loyalty. You fix problems for lawyers, judges, businessmen, and criminals. A restaurant owner killed someone in a hit and run. You make the traffic camera footage disappear. A real estate developer needs a building inspector to look the other way. You make the call. Everyone owes you, and you owe everyone. You're making $50,000 a month now, but you can't enjoy it. You have a burner phone with 47 contacts. Each one is a secret. Each one is a crime. If that phone falls into the wrong hands, 200 people go to prison, including you. You sleep with it under your pillow. You check it 30 times a day. You trust nobody. Level 7. The Crew Leader, Year 12. You run a crew of 8 dirty cops, detectives, patrol officers, and one guy in internal affairs who warns you when investigations get close. You're untouchable. Or at least you think you are. Your crew controls the drug trade in 3 districts. You don't sell drugs yourself. You franchise. You give dealers permission to operate. They pay you $10,000 a month for protection. In return, you make sure they never get arrested. If a clean cop busts one of your dealers, you interfere. You lose the evidence. You discredit the witness. You make the case fall apart. You also run a side business, civil asset forfeiture. This is legal robbery. If you suspect someone's cash is connected to a crime, you can seize it without charging them. You pull over cars on the highway, you find cash, you take it. The driver doesn't get charged with anything, but they don't get their money back either. Last year, your crew seized $800,000. Half went to the department, half went to you. You're pulling in $100,000 a month. You have a beach house in Florida registered to a shell company. You have $500,000 in cryptocurrency. You have a financial advisor who doesn't ask questions. But your crew is getting sloppy. One of your guys bought a Porsche on a cop's salary. Internal Affairs noticed. Your guy inside IA warns you. They're asking questions. You tell the Porsche guy to sell it immediately. He argues, you grab him by the collar. Sell it today or I will end your career and your freedom. Do you understand me? He sells it. You're holding this crew together with fear and money, but crews always fall apart. Someone always gets greedy, someone always gets caught, someone always talks. Level 8, The Fall, Year 15. FBI, not local cops. The FBI has been investigating you for 2 years. Operation Clean Sweep, they have wiretaps. They have surveillance footage. They have a guy inside your crew who has been wearing a wire for 11 months. It's Marco, your partner from the beginning. The guy who handed you your first envelope. The guy who taught you the game. He got caught stealing from a federal evidence locker 2 years ago. The FBI gave him a choice. 25 years in prison or wear a wire on your crew. He chose the wire. Tuesday morning, 6 a.m., you're making coffee. Your daughter is eating cereal at the kitchen table. She's 10. She's wearing her school uniform. She's telling you about a science project. You're smiling. The front door explodes inward. FBI, warrant, on the ground, now. Your daughter screams. Your wife screams. You don't resist. You knew this day would come. You just didn't think it would come so soon. They arrest 6 of your 8 crew members that same morning. They seize $2.3 million in assets. They charge you with 67 counts. Racketeering, bribery, drug trafficking, evidence tampering, civil rights violations, conspiracy. In the interrogation room, the FBI agent slides a photo across the table. It's you accepting an envelope from a store owner on Halstead Street. Timestamp 3 years ago. We have 11 months of recordings, the agent says. Every conversation, every deal, every dollar. You stare at the photo. You think about the first envelope. $300. Grocery money. That's where it started. A baby who needed diapers. A city that didn't pay you enough to survive. That's what you tell yourself. But you know the truth. You had a choice. You always had a choice. And you chose the envelope every single time. Your daughter visits you in county jail. She's wearing her school uniform. She doesn't understand why Daddy is behind glass. She presses her hand against it. You press yours against the other side. You can feel the cold. You get 22 years. Federal prison. No parole. But somewhere in Chicago, a rookie cop walks into a precinct on the south side. He's 23 years old. His badge is so new it still shines. His training officer is a veteran with gray hair and tired eyes. They pull over a kid in a BMW. Broken taillight. The veteran walks back holding a small bag of weed. He tosses it in the gutter and waves the kid off. The rookie stares. That's possession. We should book him. The veteran doesn't look at him. Let it go, kid. Let it go. And the cycle begins again.